Representing LSU, head coach Paul Manieri, starting pitcher Jared Pouchet, and shortstop Alex Bregman. Coach, if you'd begin with an opening statement.
Well, there's not much to say today, quite frankly. What started out, as a really outstanding pitching performance by Jared Pouchet. I think he retired the first 9 batters he faced, struck out the side in the first, and things just kind of unraveled for us there in the 4th inning. It's amazing. I've been in this game a long time, and sometimes you see things you haven't seen all year or for years. And we just had a couple of misplays there, and they got a couple of clutch hits, and things just kind of spiraled out of control for us there. It was amazing, the turnaround, because in the bottom of the 3rd inning, we came through with a clutch base hit by Fraley with 2 outs, and 99 out of 100 times our runner scores on that ball, and somehow he didn't score this time. Their outfielder made a perfect throw, their catcher made a good tag, blocked the plate, and we weren't able to score, and the turnaround was so immediate, and it just kind of spiraled out of control there. The Morrison kid was making a lot of good pitches and pitching the way he can, and he let us get ourselves out a lot, and unfortunately the score became kind of one-sided there and kind of took the wind out of our sails. So what we're going to do is regroup. We have a practice day tomorrow, and we'll get ready to play again on Tuesday, whoever we play, whether it's Vanderbilt or Fullerton, and we'll regain our composure and our poise and our confidence, most importantly, and get ready to play on Tuesday.
Before we open the floor for for questions, please remember to introduce yourself and the media agency you represent. Also, silence your phones, and recording devices are not allowed in the press conference. Matt will begin.
Matt DeMarinis, White and Blue Review. Alex, I guess Coach talked about Preston, what he's able to do to you guys. I guess, can you talk a little bit about what his approach was and why he was able to keep you guys so off balance?
He was just throwing 3 pitches for strikes. That's what he's done his whole career. I mean, he's the winningest pitcher in TCU history for a reason. He's a competitor, and he got a lot of weak contact. He lived off the barrel towards the end of the bat, and we didn't get him up in the zone enough today.
Kendall
Rogers, D1 Baseball. Paul, looking at Jared's outing, what did you kind of see differently from him from the first 3 innings and after that error? Just seemed like he was a little different. What were you seeing differently from him?
Well, his first 3 innings were tremendous. I mean, he comes out in the first inning with all the pressure on the world on his shoulders, and he strikes out the side and gets 9 up, 9 down, and quite frankly, he should have had 11 up, 11 down. The next 2 batters hit feeble ground balls right back to him, and he didn't execute the play. And I'm sure when he gets an opportunity to speak, he'll tell you he should have made those 2 plays. And then he got 2 strikes on a left-handed hitter and hung a curveball with 2 strikes. The kid got a base hit, and then the 5-hole hitter, the right-handed hitter, he made a fairly decent pitch. It was on the outer half of the plate, and the kid drilled it up the middle. All of a sudden, it's 2 runs. So. It just, those things happen when you give the other team some things. I think as the game went on, then he kind of lost command. He had a couple walks. He hit a batter on a 1-2 count with the bases loaded, and that's very uncharacteristic of him. But I think it just his tank kind of ran a little bit dry there, as the game went on.
Second row.
Roy Lang, Shreveport Times. Jared, talk about that 4th inning. Do you typically do the soft toss on a play similar to those to first? And after the first one, what was going through your head?
I think that was a big part of the game at that point. After those 2 hours, the momentum definitely shifted their way. I should have been better than that, made that play. It's definitely my fault. But, after that first one, I tried to flush it. I didn't let the next one I didn't let the second one. I didn't let the first one impact the second one, and it's just two plays that I should have made, and that's my fault.
Matt.
Coach, I guess tomorrow or Tuesday, Alex will be on the mound for you. I know he's been rock solid all year, but what are you expecting out of a freshman on the stage and with your season on the line?
Well, I would expect that he would go out and pitch the way he has all year. He'll attack the hitters and hopefully get ahead of hitters and and use his pitches the way that he has all year. He's been outstanding for us. He's handled every challenge that's come his way. He's been totally composed and poised and a great competitor. And I know one thing, he'll give his very best effort, and that's all I'll ask of him.
Here in the front row.
James Pierce, Daily Reveille. Jared, you retired the first 9 batters. Did you feel like your stuff was really working up until that 4th and 5th inning against TCU?
Yeah, I think so. I was throwing, each side of the plate with fastball, curveball through the first time through the order. I was definitely commanding my pitches, and then, one thing led to another, and, just kind of lost command, like Coach was saying, and, they made some clutch hits.
Here in the second row.
Clint Gilbo with Gannett. Jared, why did you throw it, not, throw it like a bullet on the 2 plays?
It's just a reaction play. I guess I'm not sure, why I lobbed it like that, but, if I can do it again, I would, set my feet, take, and hit him in his chest.
We'll take 2 more questions, starting the third row.
Scott Rabelais with the Baton Rouge Advocate. For Paul, you mentioned Lang and you expect him to pitch well tomorrow, but the question seems to become, do you have enough pitching to get through the losers bracket, which is something that you said you were very much hoping to avoid. At times your relievers have been good and sometimes not so good. Your thoughts at this point?
Well, my thoughts at this point, quite frankly, Scott, is let's try to win 1 game. We'll take it after that. Yeah, we're going to play a very formidable opponent on Tuesday, whether it be Fullerton or Vanderbilt. We'll have a great pitcher going for us, and they will too. It'll be tough to win on Tuesday. We're going to be playing one of the best teams in the country. So let's hopefully get a win on Tuesday, take another day off, and then we'll get going again on Thursday. And at that point, we'll figure it out. I feel confident in our staff, and obviously Jared will have to come back, for one of those games. So we're just going to have to piece it together. Obviously, we're going to have to swing the bats better than we did, play better defense than we did. Today was just really kind of a totally bad game for us. I don't know how else to describe it. There wasn't really outside of the first 3 innings of Jared, the way he pitched, we really didn't do anything very well today. It was just a total collapse for us on a big stage, and we picked kind of a rough time to just not play our best baseball. But we know we're a much better team than what we demonstrated today. But baseball can be a very humbling game. I think we all thought we were ready to go today. We were very confident, had great weeks, great few days of practice, and we were ready. And we started out well, and like I said, Fraley got a big hit. Kid throws him out at the plate. Next thing you know, we give up a couple runs, and we give up a 4 spot, and we're kind of out of the game. And we never really got a lot of great swings off. We just got to regroup now and win Tuesday, and after Tuesday we'll reanalyze the situation and see where we are.
Seeing no further questions, I'd like to thank Coach Maneri and well as the players for joining us. LSU will play on Tuesday at 2 p.m. Any additional interview requests, please see Bill, the LSU SID. There's no set schedule. They work it out with Coach Service from Creighton. Representing TCU, head coach Jim Schlossnagel. Starting pitcher is Preston Morrison. Designated hitter to coach's right is Connor Wanahan. And the third baseman, Derek Odell. Coach, if you'd begin with an opening statement.
Excited about the win. Certainly, I thought that it was going to be neck and neck there in the first couple innings. Poche was pitching well. Preston was pitching well. Cody throwing the guy out the plate gave us a big lift. And then obviously, we took advantage of some of the things that they had, made mistakes on early in the game. And then I thought Preston caught a rhythm. And we played really good defense behind him, especially Crane. And then just had some big at-bats late in the game to extend the lead. And Preston pitching so well, I think, took some wind out of their sails. So happy to win and ready to play again.
Once again, remember to introduce yourself. First question to Michael.
Mike Lanana, Baseball America. Preston, that's your first postseason win here in Omaha. What are the emotions like for you right now, and what did it take for you to shut down that lineup today?
I mean, I was pretty it is very exciting. I think that the most important thing for me is just getting another step closer to our ultimate goal, which is a national championship. But as far as their lineup, they're a good lineup, and I had to adjust a little bit after that one-run inning. They were kind of going after me earlier in the count than we had planned for, but we make an adjustment, and so far, I mean, it worked out, I guess.
Here in the front row.
Carlos Mendez, Fort Worth Star-Telegram. Derek, you saw Cody Jones throw out a guy at the plate from your spot. He's a senior just like you. What'd that play mean to you and the team?
Up until that point, it was pretty, I felt like the game was neck and neck. There was no momentum in either side because both pitchers were just kind of mowing the hitters down up until then. But, the throw and just a play like that all in all is uplifting, and that really got our dugout going.
Kendall.
Kendall Rogers, D1 Baseball. Jim, just from an offensive standpoint, a lot of people didn't talk about your offense going to the postseason the last couple of weeks, including today. Seems like you guys, your approach, seems like this is a pretty confident lineup. What's kind of been the big difference between you guys the last 2.5 weeks and maybe before that offensively?
I mean, we led the Big 12 in hitting, so it's not like we've been anemic all year. I just think that, we have some veteran guys that have been in the postseason, and they're used to these games. They're used to playing in front of big crowds, so they're not phased. Whereas some other people may be. That was one of the things we talked about before today. Is our Omaha experience, and I think that showed today, and that's neat to say about TCU. Because there hasn't been a lot of it prior to the last 4 or 5 years. But our offense has been solid throughout the course of the season, and the great thing about our offense is it remains pretty consistent throughout the lineup. There's no, other than maybe Scow, there's no guy that you're just flat built around, but you can score at any time because there's competent base runners. There's guys that they play for each other. In terms of taking pitches or, trying to, get the pitches from the pitcher, and you see constant conversation throughout the course of the game, and that's a sign of a veteran club and a selfless club as well.
Bradley.
Brad Hardcastle, TCU360.com. Derek, you're batting over 500 in the postseason after slumping a little bit. In the regular season, you lead the team in 2 RBIs. Why do you think you're hitting so well so far this tournament?
I think I'm just getting my pitch to hit. I'm being patient up there, and it sounds pretty simple, but I'm letting the bad ones go, and I'm waiting on the one that I want to hit, and I'm ready, ready for a fastball, and when I get it, I'm not missing it. So I guess it's just as simple as that.
Matt.
This is for Coach and Derek. Coach, you talked about what Preston has meant to this team throughout his whole career, but I guess seeing him out there again today on the big stage, performing like he did, getting his first win, I guess, what does he mean to this program and this run you guys are making towards the title? And then, Derek, how confident are you guys, no matter who you're playing, when you see Preston on the hill?
Coach, if you'd begin, and then we'll have you ask that follow-up afterwards to Derek.
Well, he's the best pitcher in the history of the school, bar none. And, he's pitched great in the postseason throughout his entire career. He just hasn't had a whole lot to show for it because, when you're in the postseason, you're facing another great pitcher. So he's pitched deep into games, including last week into the 10th inning. So I'm just excited to get a chance to see him pitch again, today, and hopefully get a chance. That's why I took him out. I mean, I didn't want him to go deeper in the game in case, I just wanted him to be as fresh as he possibly can be the next time we need him. But you're looking at a TCU Hall of Famer, and I think a guy that can pitch in the big leagues, and I have no doubt about that. And I mean, he's a rocking chair pitcher. It means I can just sit back in the rocking chair and watch him go, and that just means that he's always going to throw strikes. He's going to give you a chance, and if he keeps the ball down and we play defense behind him, he's just awful tough to beat because he's not going to beat himself.
Matt, your follow-up to Derek.
And then Derek, obviously, watching him pitch, I guess how confident are you guys, no matter what kind of offense you're facing, that he'll be able to keep you in the game?
I mean, we as a defense love playing behind Preston just because there's no lull to the game. You're not having any downtime. He pitches the contact, and he's a sinker ball pitcher, so we all have to be ready for ground balls, and we enjoy the amount of strikes that he throws, and we're so confident in Preston just because he's so even keel. He's nothing affects him bad or good. And he's got that confidence, which gives us, confidence behind him to make plays, in the same way. But there's nobody we would, I speak for all the infielders when I say there's nobody that we would rather have on the mound in a big situation than Preston Morrison. He's our guy.
Here in the front row.
Gil Leberton, Fort Worth Star-Telegram. Jim, once again, a team started a left-hander against you, and once again you show that you guys can hit lefties. Was this a point of emphasis for you guys in the fall and in the preseason, or is it just something that's evolved as the season's gone on?
Well, there's no doubt. We knew going into the season it looked like that our best lineup, our best players, when you combine offense and defense and base running, was going to include a lot of left-handed hitters. And so, we have really good left-handed pitchers on our team. So the fact that they got to see all fall, a guy like Juan Hanan and Scow get to see Alex Young and Tyler Alexander and Drew Gooch and Travis Evans. I mean, those are similar to what we're going to see all year. And then thankful to Mr. Malcolm Loudon, one of our largest donors, who helped us build an unbelievable hitting facility. And in there, we got all these pitching machines, and so they see a left-handed breaking ball every day. So I really think that's had a lot to do with our development. And then, of course, you get in the season, and that's what you see all that. I mean, when in doubt, the other team throws a lefty, and when you come out of the bullpen, it's usually not a left-hander. And so, good when you see it all year long, then you eventually get used to it. So I think some of that's a little bit overblown, especially when you look at our numbers. A lot of those left-handed hitters hit lefties better than they do righties.
Second row on the right.
Chris Schneider, CBS Radio Dallas, for Coach. The talk the last couple of weeks have been about this team being a team of destiny. The comeback against NC State and the 16 innings against A&M. Does that help this team to kind of have that feel that destiny is on your side?
I don't know that they have that feel. I just think that we have, we've got 8 seniors, and we knew going into the season in college baseball, if you got 8 seniors on your team, they're usually just okay players. They're not great players because most of the really good players get drafted into sign into professional baseball, and that's not the case with this bunch. These are all guys that either were drafted in their junior year and could have come back, or had they said the right thing, like Preston, had they made themselves signable for a small bonus in their junior year, then they would be gone. But these guys have played so much baseball. They've been in 3 Super Regionals, 2 College World Series. They've been a part of a season that was bad in 2013. But we pitched like crazy that year, so we played a lot of close games. They've played so many close games over the course of the season that they're used to playing them. And so, I don't know, I don't believe in destiny or luck or anything. I just believe that this is we have a good team. I mean, I know we get downplayed physically compared to other schools, other teams, but I mean, we're not bad. I mean, we've won 50 games, so in the Big 12, and that's pretty good.
Carlos up front.
Coach, did you bring Connor Wanhan in here too?
Yeah, he's right there.
Hey, Connor, you had 3 hits today. Just what you expect for your first College World Series game, I'm sure. But what did your two RBI hit do for the team? That was the one that broke it open at 6-1.
Well, I think obviously that was a big play, making the lead what it was. But it's just getting up there situationally. I knew I needed to see a pitch up and something I could drive, and he threw a couple good pitches that I took that were more to the lower half of the zone. But it's just, I mean, these guys, anybody could have done it. I mean, it was just, that's the way our lineup is, and it just happened to be me that got up with the bases loaded. But I mean, I was trying to get, like I said, just trying to get a pitch up and do what we can.
In the back, John.
John Manuel, Baseball America. Coach, were you planning on using Riley today, pretty much any situation, and was it kind of ideal that you had him with a lead? And how'd you assess the 9 strikes and 11 pitches outing?
Sure. And the first 2 were balls, and he threw, 9 straight strikes, right? Yeah, I definitely wanted to get him in the game, and he was going to pitch either way, whether it was, we were up, down, or close. And certainly it's a lot easier to get him work when that's a situation. But as you know, a lot of times when you bring a closer in that situation, they go in the tank, And so I was really happy to see that, just like to see the smile on his face. And so we've never had any doubt about him. And certainly I understand his performance in the last 3 weeks. That's understandable to ask the questions that have been asked. But he's been money in the bank for us for 3 years. He's going to pitch in the big leagues barring injury. And, I mean, he's part of who we are. He's the reason we've won 50 games.
We'll take 2 more questions starting here in the second row.
Glenn Gilbo from Gannett. Preston, your coach just said that earlier that your Omaha experience showed y'all's team. From a pitcher's perspective, what did you think of LSU's pitcher with those 2 errors to first base on the throws? Just from your vantage point, what did you see on that?
You mean those 2 errors on the throws? I mean, for us as a team, we never lob throw. Even when you have time, either run it over in a nice underhand flip or get your feet underneath you and make a strong 80% throw. So, I mean, honestly, it could happen to anybody with a lob throw, but in that situation, I just think you just got to throw it regular.
Final question here in the front row.
Yeah, this is a similar point. James Viewers, Daily Reveille. Connor, did you feel the offense kind of create some momentum? After those 2 errors, like did it feel like a big shift in the game at that point?
Yeah, absolutely. That was a huge turning point for us, I think. And one thing we've really been stressing for the last couple weeks in the postseason is kind of analogy to boxing match, like working the cut. And well, there it was. That was a cut that we saw, and we really took advantage of it. Just getting each guy up, passing the torch on to the next guy. That's something we're really trying to do. Once we see the open door, we're going to try and push through it.
I'd like to thank the coaches, or the players, and Coach Schlossnagel for joining us. TCU will play on Tuesday at 7 p.m. in the second game.